What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video we got some more theme teams inspired by Disney movies, and it's your job to guess which Disney movie each team is supposed to represent. Once again, these battles were submitted to the channel by Mexico Beckham, and he's made a few adjustments based off the feedback that you guys gave in the comments of the last video. So this time we've got 18 different movies with only one battle from each team, and the reveal for each team will come after the battle, so you've got plenty of time to think about which movie each team could represent. Some of these movies should be pretty obvious, but others will require you to think outside of the box, as not all the characters will be main characters. Today's video will not have a question of the day, but instead I would like you guys to play along with the guessing game and let me know how many you get correct out of 18, and if there were any that you didn't get, let me know which films you thought they were supposed to represent. And with that being said, let's just get into the battles now. Alright, so we've got a little presentation here once again. Each team represents characters from a Disney movie. Can you figure them out? So this is round 2. We did obviously make a previous video, so if you haven't seen that already, definitely go ahead and check that out. But going into the first battle, we've got Weird Ear into Azumarill. Not that bad actually, because we do have Wild Charge, and Wild Charge will hit like an absolute truck. You can see the confusion damage already is really chunking. We go for the Wild Charge. Unfortunately, they do shield that up, but we barely make it to a second Wild Charge. That's absolutely huge, and Wild Charge grabs both shields from the Azu straight away, which is cool to see, but we don't really have a great response, and we're actually choosing to come in with our Shadow Golem, which is taking double super effective damage from the bubbles. They full send a Hydro Pump. We can shield that up, go for the full farm down, and the opponent has a Lantern in the back. So unfortunately, not running Earthquake, but Stone Age still does huge damage. We swap into Cryogonal, and the opponent's got a Bomber Snow in the back now. Quite interesting that we go for a Night Sash here instead of going for the Triple Axle, as that would guarantee to boost our attack by 1 stage. But I don't think it matters too much. We're actually going to no shield here as the opponent baits with a Weather Ball. Interesting play. We're now going to go for the Triple Axle, boosting our attack, getting the farm down up against the Bomber Snow, and from this range with the boost, a Night Sash will certainly be enough damage to take out the Lantern, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we're going to see Tyrantrum into Trevenant. So not too bad of a matchup. We do have Crunch, but they should just barely outpace us to the Shadow Ball. We will respect the damage here as the opponent does full send the Shadow Ball. They now swap into Azumarill. We're going to swap into our Probopass. We are running Spark here, and I would love to see us land a Zap Cannon. We're going to let the first move go through. I don't even know if they did build up to the potential Hydro Pump there, and if they didn't, then that is definitely a mistake. We build up to the Zap Cannon, but we're going to bait, and the opponent calls the bait there. We should have just gone for the Zap Cannon. That would have been really cool to see, but Play Rough coming through, we can still live that. Once again, gonna build up to another Zap Cannon. This time it isn't really a bait because Rock Slide will be enough damage to take out the Azumarill, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. They're gonna come back in with the Trevenant. We're gonna go for a Rock Slide straight away, and remember, the Tyrantrum does have a ton of energy loaded, so we're gonna come in with the Tyrantrum. Well, actually, we might even come in with the Oink alone, but no, we go in with the Tyrantrum, go for a Crunch straight away. Crunch will be grabbing the final shield from the opponent. Once again, trying to swap and catch the move, not able to do so, but the opponent's got a Talonflame in the back, and oh my gosh, this is going to be completely overkill, but we go for the Meteor Beam, one-shotting the Talonflame, and we can now Dragon Tail, farm down the Trevenant, and take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Kangaskhan into Skarmory. So not great for us. We are running Mud Slap as the fast move, which is resisted. It does generate energy slightly faster this season, although it's not going to make a much of a difference in this matchup, as we will still lose anyways. But we do grab a shield advantage, which is pretty good to see. And the opponent, if they go for the farm down, we will wow, I can't even talk. We will make it to a second Crunch here, grabbing both shields from the opponent. Now we can come in with the Pawmot. The opponent swaps into their own Kangaskhan, which is quite cool to see. Certainly wouldn't expect to see that. I have no idea what elo range these battles are in, but we one-shot the Kangaskhan. We can now just double shield up against the Skarmory, go for a full Spark farm down, and this energy is going to be so valuable. There are really not many things that can resist both a Wild Charge and a close combat, and Galarian Stunfisk is certainly not going to appreciate a close combat from the Pawmot. It nearly one-shots them. We can now come in with the Noctowl, and we can just safely no-shield everything. Of course, we don't have shields remaining anyways, but we can wing attack, farm them down, and take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got a Alolan Persian into Shadow Alolan Sandslash. Now, we're going to swap out straight away. The opponent responds with a Pelipper. They do make it to a Weather Ball before we can fire off the Rock Slide, but we do have a slight energy advantage, so we should be able to make it to back-to-back Rock Slides here before the opponent makes it to Weather Ball number 2, and we do get there just about in time. This Rock Slide is going to grab the second shield from the opponent, and they throw straight away, which is even better, because now we are guaranteed to outpace them to the third Weather Ball as we get there in just 3 more snarls. Rock Slide coming through, it will be enough damage to take out the Pelipper, and the opponent comes in with, it looks like they came in with their Sandslash first actually, so we're going to swap. We recognize that we do bank a bit of energy on our Arcanine there, and now we're going to go for a Foul Play. Foul Play not really going to do too much damage here, but the opponent doesn't have any shields remaining, and they're going to have to throw a charge move to get rid of us. At this point, Aerial will be taking us out. We can come in with either Pokemon, probably come in with the Ursaluna here and go for a Tackle Farm Down, and we are running Ice Punch, so unfortunately not Fire Punch. We're not going to hit for much damage up against the Sandslash, but we're going to swap straight away into the Arcanine, go straight for a Flamethrower. This is double super effective damage. It easily one-shots the Sandslash, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Monferno into a Bastiodon, so actually not that bad of a matchup, although Low Sweep is a pretty pathetic move. You're going to see it's double super effective damage. Monferno reasonably attack weighted, and it does about 40% of their health, not even that, but we're going to shield up the Stone Edge. The opponent is going to stay in with the Bastiodon. We're going to overfarm because of that. We know we can very comfortably outpace them to the charge move. Low Sweep number 2 coming through, still doesn't quite take them out, but we do get the Ember Farm down, and the opponent comes in with a Medicham. Now, we only make it to another Low Sweep. The opponent will correctly let that go through, but we've got 2 Pokemon in the back that actually do pretty good up against Medicham, so we come in with the Dust Noir. We can just let this move go through, and the opponent is going to go for a Psychic. They are still running Psychic, which is unfortunate, but now they swap into their Shadow Victory Bell. We're going for a full Air/Farm Down. This should just be a Leaf Blade, so we'll let it go through. It is resisted damage. We can go for a full Farm Down there, and they come back in with the Medicham, but they are hitting for resisted damage with the counters. They actually let the Aerial Ace go through there. I guess they just realized it was over, so they concede the match. Alright, going into the next battle, we see an awful lead, probably the worst thing we could possibly see with a Primarina. We're going to swap into our Krabby, and the opponent's going to swap into Toxicroak. Not ideal for us as we go for a Vice Grip. Vice Grip, really not a great move, but we are now going to go for a Bubble Beam. The opponent probably going to have to shield this up here, and the opponent does shield. It is a Bubble Beam, and that debuffs their attack, so that's pretty good for us. We are probably going to have to come back in with the Primarina, just go for the Charm Farm Down. They might not be running Sludge Bomb because Shadow Ball is a new move for it this season, and they are running it. We're now going to have to instantly swap into our Lantern, probably just tank this move as Toxapex doesn't have a huge attack stat. They now come in with Frost Sash, so Lantern might be able to flip this matchup here. We do have a 2-to-1 shield advantage. They go for a Triple Axle though, which is not ideal as they are boosting their attack, and now these Powder Snows, even though they're resisted, will do quite a lot of damage. But we go for a Thunderbolt straight away. I don't think this will KO from this range, and it doesn't quite take them out, so the opponent makes it to another charge move, but we can go for the Spark Farm Down, and we should be able to make it to a Thunderbolt up against the Toxapex, although the opponent is very close to a charge move. Thunderbolt doesn't do enough damage there. We swap, we catch the move onto our Primarina, and we catch a Brine, which is resisted damage. We got 2 more charms. Can we get the farm down? Yes, we are able to do so, just barely, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Shadow Ursaring into Abomasnow. We are running counter, which is pretty good. We swap at the same time as the opponent. They swap into Skeledirge. We swap into our Ninetales with the Halloween costume. We're going to go for a Scorching Sands. Is the opponent going to shield here? The opponent is going to shield. We do get the attack drop though, and that allows us to make it to a second Scorching Sands, which is huge. And we will grab both shields from the opponent there. That's amazing for us. They do get a huge farm down, but it doesn't really matter too much. We're now going to come in with the Pyro, and the opponent has to go for the Dazzling Gleam here, or sorry, Disarming Voice, as that is single resisted, but the Shadow Ball would be double resisted. Shadow Ball, well, they actually do go for it anyways, but that's fine with us. We can also let this go through as well. We are going to let it go through, go for the full Incinerate Farm Down, and the opponent's got a Lantern in the back. So we're going to go for the Crunch here, sorry, Dark Pulse. That does hit for huge damage. We're now going straight for a Trailblaze here. Trailblaze should be enough damage to take out the Lantern, and we should actually be able to take them out with a close combat here, even though it is going to be double resisted by the Ghost typing. But we take out the Skeledirge, and we still have 2 shields remaining when we take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we lead Jinx into Lantern. So this isn't, well, Jinx is just not a great Pokemon in general, but we're going straight for the Psyshock here. Psyshock will do a lot of damage if they let it go through, so they do end up shielding. Are we just going to sacrifice the Jinx here? Yes, we are. Thunderbolt easily one-shots us, but now we can come in with our Kecleon here, and the opponent going to go for another charge move. This should just be a Surf, so we're going to let it go through, and we are running Thunder. We have to go for the Thunder here, as Aerial Ace is going to be resisted by the Electric typing. We actually grab both shields from the opponent, so a lot of matches here where we have grabbed both shields very early on from the opponents. We're going to swap into our Rapidash, go for a full Incinerate Farm Down. They full send the Energy Ball though, that does quite a lot of damage there. But let's see what we can do. We obviously have Drill Run for the Lantern if they come back in, but they go with the Clodsire instead. So we're going for a Flame Charge, boosting our attack, and this will mean that Drill Run does huge damage here. But we're choosing not to throw. We might as well overfarm in this matchup because we're not taking too much damage from these Poison Stings. We farm to the back-to-back Drill Runs. Lovely play. Drill Run takes out the Clodsire, and a second Drill Run will easily be enough damage to take out the Lantern from this range, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we see a Purified Raticate up against another Lantern. It is worth noting that these are in the Open Great League and not the Great League Remix Cup, so you're going to see a lot of Lantern, a lot of Azu, a lot of other Pokemon that were typically banned in the Remix Cup, but I didn't have the sort of best submissions so far, so I thought I might as well just go for this one. I was really excited about this. It was submitted right towards the end of the Great League, so I was saving it, but this is just such a good idea, so I thought I might as well upload it now. We're going to go for a Trailblaze with the Donphan. The opponent going to go for a charge move here. We can just let the Aerial Ace go through. We've boosted our attack, so now even a Body Slam is going to do quite a lot of damage up against the Gligar here, and the opponent lets it go through. That does quite a significant amount of damage there. Are we going to shield? Yes, we are going to shield the Aerial Ace. We're now going to go for another Body Slam before they make it to the next charge move. And we take out the Gligar. They've got a Clodsire in the back now. If the opponent's running Stone Edge, then this is not ideal for us whatsoever, but they do throw after 6, so it looks like they're just running Sludge Bomb and Earthquake, so we can safely live that Sludge Bomb, go for a fly, grab the shield from the opponent, and now we're going to go for a Payback. Payback is going to do huge damage up against the Clodsire, nearly takes them out, and at this point, are we going to no-shield this? We are actually going to shield that up. We should be able to force the opponent to throw their energy here as they go for another Sludge Bomb, but we do resist these Poison Stings, so we're able to make it to a Body Slam in time, and Donphan will be able to take out the Clodsire, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we've got Spiritomb into a Shadow Swampert. So we're going to swap, catch the Hydro Cannon onto our Politoed. Really nice play, as the opponent's going to stay in with their Swampert, at least initially. They're going to just fire off another Hydro Cannon, so that's fine with us. We can let this go through. We're going to build up a ton of energy, go for the Weather Ball. We've got back-to-back Weather Balls, so does the opponent use their shield? Yes, they do. We're going to fire off a second Weather Ball up against the Swampert, and the opponent is once again going to double shield their lead Pokemon. So once again, I've got no idea if they, what ELO range these battles are at, but a lot of opponents double shielding their lead Pokemon for no reason whatsoever. Unfortunately, we make a catch there when we didn't really need to, but We do save the Politoad for a potential sacrificial swap. The opponent comes in with Skeledirge. We're going for the Shadow Ball, one-shotting the Skeledirge, and they've got Carbink in the back, so that was a very interesting play. But we can now just come in with the Feraligatr, and we will be able to go for a Hydro Cannon. These waterfalls are absolutely chunking the Carbink. We shield up the rock side here. They've got only Carbink remaining, so we can just go for that Hydro Cannon straight away. And Hydro Cannon from this range takes out the Carbink, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we see Nuzleaf into Trevenant, so amazing lead for us. We are running Feint Attack as the fast move. They then swap into Greninja, so they are core broken by a Nuzleaf. Are you kidding me? We are going to stay in this matchup initially, let the move go through as a Hydro Cannon is resisted. Unfortunately, they will outpace us, well, they should outpace us to the next charge move, but they don't throw instantly. So we go for a Leaf Blade there, grabbing the shield from the opponent. Are we just going to let the Nuzleaf go down at this point? Yes, we are. We can come in with our low kicks here, and we are going to be able to Bug Bite, farm them down. Going to shield this up. Hydro Cannon would do a lot of damage there, but we can get the full farm down, and they've got a... I believe that was a Skeledirge coming in. We're going to go for the Dark Pulse, nearly one-shotting them, getting the Bug Bite farm down, and we can go for another Dark Pulse up against the Trevenant. We might even no-shield. No, we are going to shield this up. It's a Seed Bomb, doesn't really matter. We can go for the Dark Pulse, but instead we're going to swap into our Wailord, just show off our final Pokemon. The opponent is going to go for a charge move at the last second. Seed Bomb still doesn't take us out. We can make it to a Surf, and Surf will be enough damage to easily take out the Trevenant, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we've got Durant into Poliwrath, so not ideal. We're going to save swap into our Ledybur and the, Ledian, and the opponent is going to make it to an Icy Wind. We're going to shield this up, and let's see, the opponent's going to stay in with the Poliwrath. We're going to go for an Aerial Ace here. Aerial Ace will hit for super effective damage, but we are quite a bulky Pokemon, and they have debuffed our attacks, so they could probably quite easily live that. And now they're going to swap into Altaria. This is certainly not ideal for us. We're going to go for an Aerial Ace, but you're going to see it is not going to do much damage there, and we will be able to swap out though. We're going to swap into our Durant. We are resisting the damage here from these Dragon Breaths, which is ideal, but they're also resisting the Bug Bite damage from the Durant. We're going to go for an Iron Head. Unfortunately, not running Stone Edge. Stone Edge would hit for massive, super effective damage, but even Iron Head nearly takes out the Altaria, so we're going to let Durant go down. Sky Attack takes us out, and we are going to come in with the Heracross here. The opponent comes back in with the Poliwrath. We are resisting the counter damage. We're going to go for a Rock Blast here. Rock Blast is resisted, but it grabs the final shield. We tried to snipe with the Aerial Ace, but unfortunately catching an Icy Wind instead. Doesn't matter though, as the opponent comes in with a Quagsire, and we should be able to tank this pretty easily if it's an Aqua Tail or a Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb is resisted, so we should be over farming here, but no, we're going to fire off the close combat on the CMB type with the next charge move. It is enough damage to take them out, and we do make it to a second close combat. This will be taking out the Poliwrath, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we've got a Alolan Exeggutor into a Whiscash, so this is an incredibly dominant matchup. The opponent is eventually going to swap out into Dragonair. We're going to stay in initially, get off some nice Dragon Tail damage, go for the Seed Bomb, and then swap. Unfortunately, we are core broken by the Dragonair with our backline, but we do make it to a Weather Ball, and the opponent is going to have to double shield their Dragonair. Once again, double shielding straight away in this matchup. We can just let the Body Slam go through. Even Kingler going to do pretty well with 2 shields up against the Whiscash, so we come back in with the Alolan Exeggutor. We get the Dragon Tail through as they throw straight away, so we actually don't take any more Dragon Breath damage, which is really nice. The opponent comes back in with the Whiscash. We should live this, so we might just let it go through. It is just a Mud Bomb. We do live it. We can bank a Seed Bomb, swap into our Kingler, and we should be looking absolutely amazing here. We're going to shield up the Fly from the opponent, as Fly would probably take out a Kingler in all honesty, but we can go for a Crab Hammer, one-shotting the Talonflame. They come back in with the Whiscash, and we are unfortunately not quite going to make it to the Crab Hammer, but it doesn't matter as we have a Seed Bomb already loaded. This is double super effective damage, and this will be easily taking out the Whiscash, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Shadow Watchog here into a Gligar. So Watchog, not a very good Pokemon whatsoever. I don't even have this as a Shadow Pokemon at all, like in my storage. Not like built, but just not even to build, potentially, because it's just so bad that I didn't keep one when it was available. But here we're going to swap, catch the next move onto our Oinkologne, and it is a dig. We can overfarm just a little bit, go for a Body Slam. Body Slam should be enough damage to take them out from this range, so the opponent does use their shield. They're going to fire off another Charge Move here as they go for the Aerial Ace number 2. We should still make it to a Body Slam here, but unfortunately it looks like either we were one turn behind or we lost the CMP tie. But either way, happy to let the Oinkologne go down. We're probably going to come in with the Watchog again, okay. And the opponent comes in with a Quagsire. Do they know about the Grass Knot coverage? Unfortunately they do. We come in with Litleo. We do at least have a 2 shield advantage though, so the opponent running a nice shiny hipster Quagsire here, but we're going to go for the Crunch. Crunch is going to do some decent damage there. A second Crunch should be enough after the Incinerate damage to KO. So let's see, does the opponent want to swap out? No, they're going to stay in. We go for the Crunch number 2. This should hopefully KO. It does take out the Quagsire, and they've got a Steelix in the back, so we're going for the Flame Charge immediately. This will be boosting up our attack. Can we potentially make a catch here? No, it doesn't look like it. Hopefully we can still get the Incinerate farm down. They go for Psychic Fangs. They drop our defense. We swap into Watchog, and we're able to simultaneously KO there, but we did still have the Litleo in the back, so we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we see Diggersby into Whimsicott, so not ideal for us, especially since we're not running Fire Punch, but a Hyper Beam would still hit for massive damage here, so we're going to let the first move go through as they go for a Seed Bomb, and we can go for the Hyper Beam straight away, but instead we overfarm. I'm not so sure about this play, as the opponent can now grab an early shield advantage. We're going for Hyper Beam, we've already shielded, so the opponent might respect the damage here, but no, we fully one-shot the Whimsicott, and now they come in with Ace Wireless, so yeah, definitely should have thrown that Charge Move earlier, but I don't know, maybe Hyper Beam doesn't quite one-shot them at that range, so probably would have been the same outcome anyways. But here we can go for the back-to-back Scorching Sands. First one goes unshielded, the second one does grab a shield, but they get a very healthy Dragon Breath farm down, although it doesn't matter too much as we can come in with our Galarian Weezing, tank the Body Slam fairly comfortably. They make it to a second Body Slam, but it doesn't really matter. The opponent will have to swap out of this matchup, and they swap into a Water Gun Lantern. We're going to come in with our Scolipede here. Are we going to shield the first Charge Move? We will shield the first Surf here, and we are going to go for a X-Scissor. We should hopefully make it to the second X-Scissor before they make it to Surf number 2. And actually we tried to commit to the Sludge Bomb, instead we don't quite get there, which is super unfortunate. Now it's all up to the Galarian Weezing. We're going for the Play Rough immediately before they can swap out and catch, and the opponent is going to swap back into Wireless, but are able to get the Fairy Wind farm down, the Lantern, and take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Caracosta into a Shadow Swampert. So not ideal for us, but we're actually running Water Gun instead of Rock Throw, so not too bad. We're going to let the move go through here as a Hydro Cannon is just neutral damage. We will make it to a Liquidation, which would do quite a lot of damage up against a Swampert. So the opponent does shield this Swampert. We're going to swap into Sharpedo, and the opponent responds with a Trevenant. We're going straight for the Crunch here. Crunch will easily be enough damage to one-shot the Trevenant. They come back in with the Shadow Swampert, so we might use our shield here, go for the farm down, but no, we're going to let that go through. That actually takes out the Sharpedo, but we can come in with our Seaking, use one shield, and hopefully Seaking can beat whatever they've got in the back. We will get a resisted Poison Jab farm down, and they've got a Talonflame in the back, so we would have loved to see Sharpedo here, but it doesn't really matter. We can go for the Icy Wind, debuff from their attack, get a swap into our Caracosta, get off a few Water Guns worth of damage. We can live this, so probably let the first one go through as they go for a Flame Charge, boosting their attack, but it doesn't matter. We can just drop it instantly with the Icy Wind, and the opponent's just going to let the Talonflame go down there, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the next battle, we got Gourgeist into a Shadow Dragonair. So not a great lead for us, but just going to stay in here, and we can at least resist the charge moves from the Shadow Dragonair, unless they go for Dragon Pulse, which they are actually farming up quite a lot of energy. but we're probably just going to let the move go through as the opponent's going to go for a body slam. That is double resisted, definitely not the play. If they are running Aqua Tail, they should have thrown that, as it is just single resisted, and we're able to take a shield and switch advantage up against the Dragonair, despite me saying that it wasn't a great matchup, so that is pretty good going. We're now going to come in with Perugly, going to overfarm just a little bit, go for an Aerial Ace. This is going to hit for super effective damage, grab the final shield from the opponent. We're now going to swap out before they farm us down, but they do have enough energy for a potential Acid Spray here, but they go for Leaf Tornado. Luckily they don't get the debuff. We are going to go for a full farm down here, committing both our shields. They go for second Leaf Tornado, once again not getting the debuff, which is huge because now we can full send a Hyper Beam, return instead, and we will make it to a crunch as well up against the Talonflame, and Talonflame is not going to appreciate the crunch damage coming from the Raticate, and we're able to take that game. Alright, so going into the final theme for this team, we got Roserade into a Quagsire. We are running Bullet Seed, so that's amazing for us. The opponent's going to swap into a Charger Bug, so we can go for the Weather Ball, dealing nice damage, and now swapping into Lampert, and we should be able to completely wall their energy, unless they are running Crunch. Sorry, what am I talking about? We don't resist Electric. What am I on about? We obviously take neutral damage from the Discharge there, but we can go for an Energy Ball. Do they respect the damage here? They don't, and we one-shot them. They come in with a Poliwrath, and this should be looking pretty decent for us. We're actually going to come in with the Kling Clang, basically just force them to throw their energy, as they're not going to be able to fully counter farm us down. They go for an Icy Wind. We're going to go for a Mirror Shot here. Mirror Shot obviously going to be resisted, but we grab a shield and we get the attack drop, which is huge for us. Now we're going to go for a second Mirror Shot. The opponent lets it go through this time, but it doesn't really matter. We put them into range where we can probably just Bullet Seed farm them down and go straight Weather Balls here, and we do grab the final shield from the Poliwrath. They go for an Icy Wind here. It doesn't really matter, even if they make it to another Icy Wind, because we got both our shields. We can use both the shields up against the Poliwrath, safely go for a Grass Knot, and from this range, it will be enough to take out the Poliwrath, and we're able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to leave your scores in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.